We Beat the Street, Chapter 8. I don't even know anybody who went to college. Samson and George, age 12. Yo, Samson, what did you get on your report card? A boy named Tito asked him one day after school. Grades had been given out for the end of 6th grade, and Samson had made the honor roll once more. In spite of the fact he played around in school and sometimes gave his teacher a hard time, Samson rarely got any grade lower than a B. Aw, man, you know how it is, Samson responded vaguely. That teacher be cheating us, man. Did she flunk you in math and science like she did me? Yeah, she be tripping, Samson hoped Tito would never see his report card, on which he had received an A in both science and math. When other kids in his class happened to see a good grade on a test paper that was handed back to Samson, he would tell them he had cheated on the test instead of admitting he had studied. When Samson got home, however, he told his mother proudly, I got the honor roll again, Moms. Me and my boys are going to rule Dayton Street Elementary next year. I don't want you running with those hoodlums, she replied. They're not hoodlums. They're my boys, he tried to explain. I've been waiting ever since 1st grade to get to 7th grade and take over the school. Dayton Street Elementary School went up to grade 8. The older students always demanded respect from the younger kids. Samson could not wait for his turn. You're not going there next year, his mother announced. What do you mean? Samson asked angrily. Your teacher called me. She said you're already reading at a 9th grade level. Do you know what that means to me, Samson? She asked quietly. Samson looked up at the ceiling and replied, Yeah, Moms, I know. Samson's mother had been forced to drop out of school at an early age because of the death of her mother and had never learned to read. So Samson knew how important his accomplishments were for her. Your grades are high. Your future is bright, and you should go to University High School. That's way on the other side of town, Samson protested. I'd have to take 2 buses every day just to get there. That school can give you a better education, boy. You could even go to college. What do I care about college, he yelled. I don't even know anybody who went to college. Well, all your teachers have college degrees, he reasoned. They don't count. Samson slumped in a chair. University High School is your key, son. I'm not going to let you miss this chance. But I really don't want to go there, Samson exclaimed once more, even though he knew he had lost his battle. He thought of one last quick escape from his new future. Surely this one would work. Instead of being the top kid in the school, I'd be the bottom. Tough cookies, his mother said. The test is Saturday. Samson stomped off, but he knew better than to keep arguing with his mother. On Saturday, he grimly boarded the first bus to take him to University High School, and he was pleased to see a friend of his from school. You taking the test for university, Craig? Samson asked hopefully. Yeah, man, my mom is making me. The 2 boys rode in silence, each glad the other was along for company. When they arrived at the school, dozens of kids were taken to a room where the test was administered. The school was large, much bigger than Dayton Street Elementary, and kids from all over Newark had been asked to take the test. Samson looked over the group, figured he was at least as smart as everyone else, and sat down at a desk near the back of the room. Craig took a seat next to him. On the other side of Samson sat a tall, lanky kid with braces on his teeth. What's up, man? The boy said. Chillin', Samson replied with a careless shrug. They said nothing else to each other. Samson noticed, however, that the boy seemed to speed through the questions as if they were really easy. He figured if this kid could do that, he could too. Samson wasn't crazy about leaving Dayton Street Elementary, but he couldn't stand the idea that there might be kids learning things he wouldn't be taught. He hated to think that somebody at another school might know more than he did. He hated to be beaten at anything, so he did his best on the test. He and the kid with the braces finished at the same time. A conversation with Dr. George Jenkins. Entering 7th grade. Although I can recall almost nothing about that test, it was another turning point in my life. Being chosen to take the test was an honor, a recognition of being one of the best students in the city. Passing the test and being accepted into University High School opened a door for me that led to the possibility of achieving my dreams, which were still being formed and clarified in my mind. I don't really remember that Sam and I sat together, although we certainly could have. Dozens of kids from around the city were assembled in that room on that day. Neither Sam nor I could know that our lives had just intersected and we would eventually become the best of friends. We were just two seventh graders who were taking advantage of an opportunity. Ramik, by the way, did not come to University High School until ninth grade. That's when Sam and I met him, and the three of us eventually formed a friendship that would last a lifetime. University High School included grades 7 through 12. So when school started in the fall, it was much more impressive and massive than anything either Sam or I had experienced in grade school. For the first time in my life, I had different teachers for different subjects. The class that stood out to me that first year was science, taught by Mr. Moore. He had a way of making science stimulating as well as challenging. Again, I did not know it at the time, but he was preparing me for my future. A conversation with Dr. Sampson Davis, making good grades. When I was in school, a good grade could destroy a kid. High marks could open you up to ridicule, to name calling, to being made an outsider. I never understood the mentality that made failing equal to being cool. As far as I was concerned, kids who failed in school were losers. They couldn't get jobs, had no chance of going to college, had no hope for their future. I thought failing was pretty dumb. I still do. For me, school was always easy and didn't take much effort, but I know that many people struggle to do well and maintain high goals. I respect anyone who does his or her best to reach his greatest potential. I was able to navigate the unspoken rules of the culture of a school community. I managed to be one of the cool kids while excelling in school at the same time. Lots of kids actually admired me for my good grades and academic achievements. If others make fun of you because you do well in school, don't let that be a deterrent. It's stupid to fail, especially if you do it on purpose. It's smart to grab what you can from the teachers and lessons around you. Life is rough. You need all the knowledge you can get to succeed. Be proud of your academic success.